So good afternoon, Dave and myself. This time we've come over to Norfolk and we've come to a place called Happisburgh. And Happisburgh is quite a famous place because it's been slowly washed into the sea. So behind me, as I pan round, behind me you can see there's the church over there, and down over there used to be loads of houses which eventually got demolished before they got washed into the sea. It's quite a sad story about this place that is finally, or is eventually being just washed away. However, they do have a great lighthouse which I've taken a picture of before. It's just behind me, as you can see. And it's great when it goes black and white. When you take this in black and white, do an HDR on it, it looks really good. But what I do is I put it into black and white, so it's monochrome, but I keep the red stripes and the white areas as well, keep those as normal colour, and it looks quite effective. So Dave's with me today, so hello Dave.
Hello.
So we're going to be taking that. We're going to be travelling around, we hope, quite a bit today around Norfolk area. There's obviously some good places to go and find and explore and see what we get. So we'll see how we get on with this one. So we've parked the car just down the road. The car park where we had parked was quite expensive, and also wasn't taking the right sort of money. It's taking the new money rather than the old stuff, or the other way around, sorry. But anyway, we've parked down the road, found somewhere free to park, which is always good, and super. And we've now walked, I'm looking up what I was going to show you actually. We've walked up to the lighthouse. You can see we're really close to it now. And I didn't come to this point last time, but it's getting some good shots. And it's nice actually to be close to it. But we are having to use a quite wide angle. I'm on 18mm. Dave, what are you on? 16. So we're having to have quite a wide field of view to get it all in. Obviously, if we were to go to 200mm or whatever, we would just be seeing a little pinpoint on the side of the building. So by going for something like 16mm, we've got that wide field of view. But because of the sun as well, it's so bright today, it's a scorcher today, it really is. I've put my ISO down to 100 and I'm shooting at the moment f16, I think I'm at, just to keep the aperture as small as possible to let as little light in as we can, and might even have to go for an ND filter if it carries on like this. But we get some good shots. Again, more likely to go black and white. I'm not too sure though. I have got the shot at the moment being in portrait, which normally landscape pictures you tend to do in the landscape mode or orientation, but I've gone portrait this one simply because of the height of the lighthouse. And what I've got is I've got the side of the notice that you can see just down there, and then part of this tree as well, to sort of like give a little bit of a frame, I suppose, to the image, because I think the lighthouse on its own may be just a little bit boring. So we'll see how that looks, and obviously as I take pictures today, anything that works out well I'll post, or I'll put on the video as I create it. So we'll carry on seeing how we get on today. As I say, it is very, very hot today. There's lots of midges. You can tell I keep on having to wipe my head because of the amount of midges that are around. But it is spectacular here. It's an absolutely beautiful day today. Dave himself went out a few days ago, and I haven't put the video up simply because it was dreadful. It was terrible wind and rain, and it was almost like a winter's day. But today we're blessed with what we've got today. It's absolutely spectacular. So we'll see how we carry on. Right, we're at Cley Next-the-sea now, which I think is about 30 or 40 miles away from where we were originally, down at Happisburgh. And we've come to like a marshland. And we've just seen this shot here. In fact, I'm looking back. We were looking in this direction, but that's what we took, but coming in the other direction. It's just interesting. It's a chance to do HDR with all these reeds and bulrushes, whatever, by the side of us. There's a lot of detail, and when you HDR them, HDR, I think I mentioned in one of my other videos, is high dynamic range. And you get all the shadows and all the bright areas that normally get washed out or too dark to see. They'll get combined into one picture. So you use 3 pictures and you combine them into one picture, and you get all this detail that we would normally miss. So we're walking down towards a beach, not sand beach, but a pebbly beach. We'll see what we find down there. It is so hot today, it's unbelievable. We're burning up. We're also being plagued quite a bit by flies and that. But that's what, that's what it is. So at least we've got decent weather, which we're very happy about. But also, when there's decent weather and you come to places like this, you have lots of people, obviously. And trying to find somewhere where it's fairly quiet, without lots of people milling around, is a bit difficult. But that's how it is. The only way you come around it, get around it, I suppose, is to come here at the, during the week rather than the weekends. But anyway, we're going to carry on walking down here. If we see something else that we think that we're going to take a picture of, I'll start the video up again. But we'll see in a little while. So we've been down right down the end of this path where there's some bird watching hides. It's to be very quiet. We've still been a bit quiet back here because people obviously are bird watching and don't want to be disturbed, and the birds don't obviously want to be disturbed by us, so we're keeping as quiet as we can. But we've come across this chair which we've both taken shots. I've done my shots, which we're doing HDR again to get the definition. Today seems to be very much using HDR. One of the tricks you can have if you've got not a lot of detail in the sky or it's very bright, is to start putting filters on, graduated filters. And graduated filters are fine, but I find them a little bit too much really. You mess around a lot with them, and a lot of people these days are doing HDR to get the definition in the sky as well as in the ground as well, sort of thing. So I think today we've both been doing, nearly every shot we've been doing has been HDR, so that's 3 shots, one underexposed, 1 correctly exposed, and then 1 overexposed. Thankfully the camera's worked that out for you these days. You just tell it to do bracketing and that then does those 3 shots. And you can have either 3 brackets or 3 shots or 5 brackets, depends on your camera. Dave's camera will do 5, mine will do 3. But you then say if you want each shot to be overexposed by 1 or 2 stops, or maybe even just 0.7 of a stop. So you've got quite a lot of control, but it does mean you have to put things into Photoshop or something like Photomatics, which is another program you can use to create these HDR. So we're going to carry on here for a few minutes, and then we're going to make our way back to the car and then carry along the coast. So we've moved along the coast a little bit. We've come to a place called Salthouse, and we've seen lots of boats here on the shore. So we thought we'd take some HDR again of these. Boats and sand gravel always looks good when you do HDR. So I thought I'd show you what I mean by that. So I've got my camera set up. So if you have a look at the moment, hopefully you're going to see this. If I put that on live view, hopefully you'll see there that I've got the picture in. Obviously got the the boat in shot there. And when I look at how I've got this set up, oops, sorry, just turn that off and then put this on. You might see there that it's saying BKT, which means bracket. So it's going to do shots under and over. So to do it, I've got the remote connected as well, because I don't want to move the camera at all. So it's auto-focused, and then you turn the autofocus off so it won't try and refocus between the 3 shots. So I'll do the first shot. That's the first one, and hopefully you'll see that one come up in the screen. It's very difficult to, it's so bright here at the moment, it's very difficult to see what you're seeing. So that was 1, that was 2, a little bit brighter, and the third one will be way overexposed, as you can see there. Hopefully you can see that anyway, because it uses, as I say, those 3 images combined together to create the image that you'll see hopefully in this little section of our video. So Dave's over there at the moment, he's doing the same shot, so hopefully you can see him just over there taking a shot. Well, I've lost him, there he is. And we've got all these things like bulldozers, and these are bulldozers here to pull these boats up and down the shore. There's quite a lot to do here in the way of photography, so we're going to carry on. It's still very hot, it's late in the day, but it's still very hot. It's around about, well, to me it's very hot, it's about 27, 28 degrees, which in the UK, if you live in the UK, you know that it's a bit unusual to have temperatures of that. But yeah, as I say, it's hot, but it's a good day. I'd rather have this than absolutely, you know, teeming down with rain, so I shan't moan anymore. Okay, right, so I'll see you in a little while. I'll let Dave carry on doing his shot without trying to interrupt him. Okay, so we're at our last location now, which is near Brancaster, and it's a shipyard, and the sun's going down. It's quite a bit later from when I spoke to you last. We've done an awful lot of shooting, and the sun's going down now. It's a really nice time of day. It's cooled down an awful lot, and I'll show you some pictures that we've taken here. So, we've finished now for the day. We've had a great day, haven't we?
It's been super.
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 Super. It's time to go home. It's quite late now, it's 10 to 9. We've got a 2 or 3 hour drive home, so we can get back a bit late, but it's been well worth it. So if you get the chance to come over to Norfolk area and you want to do some photography, then certainly recommend it. I'll put in the description all the places where we went to. And if I can, some sort of grid reference so you can see where we've been as well. But until next time, thanks very much. I hope you've enjoyed our trip today, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the next one. Till then, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.